show you how to fix sticking power windows. And often it can be as easy as spraying them with some silicone lubricant. Now when power windows go up and down, they ride on the back edge and also the front edge where this groove is, where it goes up and down. So the first thing to do is to roll the window all the way down if you can, and then liberally spray the spray silicone lube up and down inside. Now I know some people are going to say, what a mess. But as long as you wipe the silicone off within a few minutes, it doesn't hurt anything. It actually will make the paint shine more, and it's really good for doing the rubber trim and making it shiny again. It's only going to bother the paint if you spray it on the paint and leave it there to bake in the hot sun for hours and hours and hours. Then it can stain the paint a little, but once you wipe it off immediately, it doesn't hurt anything. Then spray a bunch in the front too. Let it soak down on the glass edge. Then you can run the window up and down. And when it's back up, you can spray some more and run that up and down a few times. Then wipe all the excess off again. And look how smooth it works now. And look how shiny it got the rubber molding on the door too. Compare it to the other side that I haven't done yet. See how dirty that is? And there's a reason we're using silicone spray lubricant, because not only is it a good lubricant, but as it says here, it's water resistant. It can last a long time through rain. It won't just wash right off the first time it rains. And that's important because your windows, hey, they got a little gap in here. When it rains, lots of water runs through there. Now, if you've ever wondered what these little holes are on the bottom of your door that go inside, those are drain holes. They drain the water that gets inside the door and makes it come out here so the door doesn't fill up with water. So water is always flowing through your windows. And if you don't use something like a silicone spray lube, any other kind of lube, the water will just wash it off the first time it rains and the windows will go back to sticking. Now you want to do all 4 power windows. You only need to do them maybe once every year or year and a half to keep the crud from building up and making them bind. And really, that's a small price to pay. If you let one of these window motor regulator assemblies go bad, they can cost $300-400 for new ones. Just by lubricating, not only will they work smoother, but it'll make the motor work less stronger and it'll last longer. So before your power windows start sticking and binding when you use them, you might try lubricating them with a little spray silicone and save yourself a lot of money in the long run. Today I'm going to show you how you can get your power windows to work smoothly for years and years and not have any problems with them. Now power windows are pretty simple devices. You push a button, it sends power and ground to a motor, and it turns in one direction and pulls your window down. And then when you push the button the other way, it goes up. It sends power and ground to the motor, but in the opposite direction. DC motors can work either way. So if you put positive here and negative here, they'll spin one way. And if you do it the other way, it'll spin the opposite way. So you got the same motor, and it just turns one way to go up and the other way to go down. Now I'm old school myself, my Celica. You turn it one way, it goes down, and the other way, it goes up. Pretty simple, nothing really ever goes wrong, but almost all cars have electric windows these days. Now if they don't go up and down, here's a trick. We're trying the left rear one. We're trying to make it go down, but as you can see, the window's not budging. It's just staying where it is. But here's a trick to get them down if they're stuck. Often to get it come down if it's stuck up is, you just open the door, push the button that lets it go down and slam it. When they're stuck, that'll often let them go down again. Sometimes they can stick, and here's how you can prevent the sticking. You get some silicone spray. Now don't be confused, this says WD-40, water resistant silicone spray. It's not WD-40 spray. WD-40 just makes it. It's an actual silicone spray. You can use any brand. The window rolls up on these runners. You just spray it in there. You get a little overspray, just wipe it off. And do the same on the back where the runner is. Then you run it back up and wipe off any little residue on the outside and on the inside. And it's a good thing to do on a cloudy day like today, or do it in the shade in the garage. You don't want to spray silicone on hot metal. If it gets on your paint, you can just wipe it off, especially when it's cold and not sunny outside. It isn't going to hurt anything. You just wipe it right off. And of course, do all 4 windows if they're electric windows. This little tiny bit of lubrication. And since, as it says, it's water resistant, it'll stay on there for quite some time. And here's another trick. If you have automatic lowering windows, just push it and let go. When it gets to the bottom, it automatically shuts itself off. It's a good feature to use, and if you don't have automatic ones, when you push it, when it gets to the bottom, let go. Don't hold it on while it's at the bottom. Because if you hold that switch on, it's continuously sending power to the motor, and the motor's going to be pulling it down, straining itself, and that's how the motors get burned out. And of course, the same thing goes when you put it back up. Now, this is an odd car. It has automatic down windows, but not automatic up. When I let go, it stops. So, if you've got one of these, when you get up to the top, when it gets to the top, let go. Because the same physics is involved here. If you're pulling it up, and it goes all the way up and you keep holding on to it, then it's pushing as hard as it can. And I've even seen some of them, if they hold them long enough, not only can it damage the motor, but it will bend the regulator assembly that pulls it up and down. Now, of course, the best systems are like in my wife's Lexus, where the automatic goes down, then it automatically stops, and then when you make it go up, you let go, it automatically goes up, and then stops. If you have this kind of system, just use the automatic stuff all the time. Then it will automatically shut up at the right time, and it won't have any problems with over tensioning the assemblies. Now here's another power window tip that can really save you money. A lot of times as the car ages, especially if you're driving at night, if you hit the switch to make the motor go up or down, the window starts moving, and you see that the engine either starts idling lower, or if you're just at a stop sign, the headlights might start to get dimmer. Don't necessarily condemn the motor and think you have a bad motor. As nutty as it sounds, check under the hood first. Have the battery and alternator checked first. If your battery is weak, or your alternator isn't charging correctly, and this test takes about 2 minutes, then when you turn the electric motor on to make the window go either up or down, they use a reasonable amount of power. If the battery's low or the alternator's weak, it'll often make the car idle a little weird, or the headlights dim at night, and it's really not the motor, it's the battery or alternator not charging right. In the past, I've had people come over here and they said, "Oh, Scotty, when I was doing my windows, it got dull, so a guy sold me a window motor assembly for the driver's side, but it still does it." And then I find out that, hey, the alternator was weak, wasn't charging, and he'd wasted all his money on that window assembly. Now, if your battery checks out okay, and your alternator checks okay, and it still does the dimming or idling pour when you turn it on, then odds are the motor is just starting to wear out, or the regulator. And from my experience with most cars these days, if you do have a problem, you can easily buy one of these aftermarket motor regulator assemblies. I've seen them where if you bought the motor and the regulator separately at a dealer, it could be almost $400, or you can get a motor regulator assembly for under $100 at most discount auto parts stores, and they work perfectly fine. Now, the last trick about power windows has to do with the switch assembly. Under no circumstances let kids spill big gulps on the assembly, especially on the ones that have the assemblies in the middle of the car. That sticky, syrupy stuff will ruin these switches. And you might think, oh, it's just a switch. Some of these switch assemblies can cost $400 or $500 on modern cars. Keep water away from them, especially sticky drinks, beer, whatever. You don't want to ruin these switches. They're not just a simple little switch. They're a little computer microcircuit board on most modern cars. So now you know all about electric car windows. How you can keep them working smoothly as long as possible, so you don't have to waste any of your money fixing them because they break. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.